The T-Mobile 5G home internet service is honestly a great solution for those of you looking for home internet access, especially for those who are underserved and don't have very many great options in your area, or if you're just tired of paying outrageous amounts for internet service. But what good is it if it isn't as reliable as one has expected it to be? So that's why I will be sharing with you how to resolve most of the T-Mobile home internet issues and connection dropouts. However, we must keep in mind that each circumstance is unique, based on the type of gateway that you have, where you live, and how healthy the T-Mobile tower is in your area. So I have done extensive troubleshooting and testing with all the 3 gateways, and have found that they each have their own pros and cons. So first, we're going to start off with the most common T-Mobile gateway, which is the Sagemcom. Now, the Sagemcom Fast 5688W gateway is honestly the gateway that I've had the most issue with. It would constantly lose connection to the T-Mobile tower on me. I even went back and exchanged the units, but I continued to have issues with it. Now, for a while, I thought it was caused just by the Ethernet ports in the back, because my previous internet service provider, which was Charter Spectrum, I had everything in my house hardwired because I get the best speeds that way. So I then got the random idea to switch everything over to Wi-Fi, and that seemed to fix the issue for about a week. And then I started having the same exact issues again. I then wanted to try another T-Mobile home internet units to see if the other units were having the same issue. And unfortunately, my local store didn't have any other units available other than the Sagemcom. I then tried even additional troubleshooting steps, such as moving the gateway to different parts of the house, and I even tried putting a fan by it to rule out any overheating issues. And I also made sure that the firmware's gateway was up to date. So I've came to the same solution that a whole bunch of people agreed with online. This modem is honestly no good. So after all this, I finally managed to get myself on a different T-Mobile gateway. And it's actually the one that I'm currently using. Which one is it exactly? It's the Arcadyan KVD21. Like I said, this is the one that I'm currently using and am having the best luck with currently. With this particular unit, the amount of signal losses and random disconnects have been greatly reduced. With the Arcadyan, I do only get about 1 to 2 random disconnects a week, which if we compare it to the Sagemcom, I was getting it several times a day. So if you want to get a hold of one of these Arcadyan units, it can be a challenge, but here's a couple different options for you to try. First off, if the off chance you are near a T-Mobile store, go ahead and go in and see if they have one of these available. Ask for the Arcadyan KVD21. Some T-Mobile store locations do get refurbished units of the Arcadyan in, on occasion. So that would be the first step. If that doesn't work or that's not an option for you, the second way is to call up T-Mobile directly and ask them to send you one of the Arcadyan KVD21 units. This is probably the best way to go. If T-Mobile asks you why you want this particular unit, all you have to tell them is you're having constant problems with the Sagemcom modem. And if that just doesn't work for you, you can try eBay. Now keep in mind, if you do go the eBay route, you will be paying out of pocket for that modem. But it is an option. If you do decide to go the eBay route, all you have to do is take out the SIM card out of your Sagemcom modem and then put it into the Arcadyan modem. There is no need to contact T-Mobile. It will automatically update on your account. I have verified with the T-Mobile employees about this, and I've also done it as well, and it works perfectly fine. So now, what if you already have an Arcadyan KVD21 T-Mobile modem already, and you're experiencing random disconnects and dropouts? There are a couple things that you can try. First, go ahead and perform a factory reset on the unit by using either a paperclip or SIM removal tool. Hold down that button until the modem resets. You will then go ahead and reset up the modem using the T-Mobile Home Internet app. To simplify the setup process, go ahead and keep the name of your wireless network the same, as well as your password, because then all your devices will just reconnect. This is especially useful if you have a lot of smart home devices, such as myself. Another thing that can help is if you try turning the Arcadyan modem just a quarter of a turn. That sometimes makes a world of difference, surprisingly. You can also try moving it to different parts of the house if you haven't tried that already, because location does matter. The best ideal location would be up at the highest floor by a window, if at all possible. Make sure you pay attention to the signal strength on the front of the units and try to get the most amount of signal as possible. And now we're going to talk about the Nokia unit, which is the trash can model. If you have this, you know which one I'm talking about. It was actually the first 5G unit for the T-Mobile home internet. T-Mobile is actually in the early process of notifying people to get these units switched out. The most common issue with this particular unit is that it overheats and affects its performance. And I've also tested out this unit as well, and have found that the speeds are not as good, especially the upload speed. I get the best speeds between all three units on the Arcadyan units. Going back to the Nokia trash can model, there are on Etsy fans being sold for this unit, which do help. But like I said, T-Mobile is in the early process of notifying customers, and they're trying to get them switched out with the newer units. So if you have one of these, I'd recommend just getting one of the newer units anyway, preferably the Arcadyan. Now, I must say, there is a new T-Mobile home internet modem that is currently in the works. I'm hoping that once this modem gets released, that it is finally able to resolve most, if not all, wouldn't that be nice, of all the random disconnects and dropouts. Once it does get released, I will be getting my hands on one and thoroughly testing it out, and will report my results in a new video. Now, we do need to talk about the ongoing tower upgrades and network congestion issues with the T-Mobile home internet. Here's something that I have noticed. If ever you call in to the T-Mobile home internet, to their technical support, and you report any sort of dropout issue, you will get the spiel that they are performing maintenance on the tower. I have heard this time and time again. Whether that is true, I can't specify, but I do find it very curious. I hope that they're doing maintenance on the tower, but it just seems every time you call, they always lead with that statement. I'm just gonna leave that one right there. You can be your own judgment of that. The T-Mobile home internet units are also placed on a lower network priority. So if you're in an area where there's a lot of T-Mobile people around that have cell phones, just note that you're going to be placed on a lower priority, which you will mainly notice during weekends and late at night. Now, I do want to share some secret insider info with you guys. It's not really secret, but I need to share it with you anyways, so you're aware. Have you ever tried to sign up online for the T-Mobile home internet service? When you put your address in, it shows that you're not eligible. And then maybe you've seen my video about try going in to a T-Mobile store and they can get you signed up. Have you ever wondered why that is? It's because they actually put in an eligible service address when they sign you up for service so that you can have a modem. Now, this might be fine for long-term use if you're in an area that can handle it. But the reason when you go to sign up online, it says you're not eligible is because T-Mobile is looking at the network capacity. So if there's not enough network capacity for a lot of the home internet units, then online it'll tell you that you're not eligible. But like I said, what the T-Mobile employees do is they find an eligible address to go ahead and sign you up on. And then you can go ahead and take the unit home. Which then leads me to, these units are not geo-locked. What does that mean? It means that they are not locked to a particular tower or address on the account. And a lot of people know this, especially those who travel. They know this. When they travel to areas where T-Mobile towers have the access capacity, there's no issue. But when they travel to more rural areas, they can easily jam up the T-Mobile tower, making it almost unusable for you to use your T-Mobile home internet service. So if you've ever experienced slower speeds during weekends, for example, now you know why. Now, how do these units get their software updated? There are firmware updates that do occur between 1 to 3 a.m. Pacific time, and this happens automatically. So you just leave the unit on, preferably when you're sleeping or when most people should be sleeping. They have their firmware updates, and this gets you bug fixes and performance updates. And like I said, this happens automatically without you even knowing it, but the unit will restart on its own. So now, I'd like to reach out to my community. If you're watching this and you have another solution that I have not talked about here, please be so kind as to share it down in the comment section. I myself, as well as everyone watching, will thank you for it. Now, on this channel, I'm all about helping educate people on the best cell phone provider and plan for their particular needs. And I'd like to share with you a carrier that not a lot of people know about. And they're actually my carrier of choice. They are currently offering their service for just $5 for your very first month of service. Do you have any ideas as to who that might be? I do go ahead and talk about them in this video here. So guys, I will see you over there.